This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Mavericks trailed by 4. Right side, Rondo. Pass to Aminu. And it's Rondo penetrating. And Stoudemire with the basket on the assist by Rondo. Stoudemire's got his first bucket of the night. San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter.
Well, it's been said about Rajon Rondo that he's the smartest guy in the room and also might be the most stubborn. He's got a terrific IQ for the game, but he's opinionated. We've seen him butt heads with coaches in high school, college, and the pros, but that certainly doesn't take away from his greatness. He's a winner, a champion, and a terrific point guard.
Well, you're right. It has fueled his rise, whether it was a Kentucky, growing up in Louisville, or certainly playing with the Boston Celtics. Among some very important players, Hall of Famers like Allen and Garnett and Paul Pierce. He may have needed a little bit of that just to kind of clear the clutter and show that he could be a winner. Now here is Harris. Manu Ginobili able to get his shot to go. And the basket good. And it's 7 points for Chandler Parsons.
Nice start as he's knocked down 3 of his first 4 and has hit the ground at high speed.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And Rondo has said he'd like to be a coach when his playing days are done, despite his dust-ups with former coach Doc Rivers. You know, he says he studied his ways and learned a lot from him. Definitely a lot of respect there.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Harris. Then for the Spurs, Baines is checked in, and it's Bellinelli in for Green. The Spurs shooting 42% to begin this game. And Rondo had said that his knee injury has made him humbler and certainly more appreciative of the NBA and his God-given gifts and not skipping steps in his approach now to the game.
Yeah, you know, but he did skip a flight with the Celtics last season. He stayed in L.A. to celebrate his birthday. That's not exactly how you want to go about your work.
Here's Mills, averaging 8 points a game. 6 to shoot. Bellinelli with the 3. There's the bucket. Good. Bellinelli's got his first 3 points of the game.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
Here's Barea. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
Now here's Ginobili. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. That's a 2 from Bellinelli. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Bellinelli's got 5 points so far. Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks in their last game, a loss to Phoenix.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be.
Oh, man, that was a real hard it up.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
Here's Mills following the score by Dallas. There's the feed to Bellinelli. Fires from deep. Barea pulls it in.
Right from the start, they've been aggressive on the glass. Most of the rebounds seem to be going their way.
And, Steve, I think they are ready for the fight today.
These defenders are not putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense.
Here's Ginobili after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Kicks to Mills. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Mavericks ahead, up 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Next Monday night, March 30th, DeMarcus Cousins and the Sacramento Kings take on Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
And they're really keying in on getting as many good shots inside the lane as possible. They're doing a nice job of not just settling for outside looks.
Yep, I agree. I mean, they're working it inside and doing it with intention and purpose.
On the court right now for the Spurs. Hills at point with Bellinelli. They're the backcourt. Aaron Baines out there with Boris Diaw. And it's Ginobili in at the small forward position. A nice shot by Barea.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks. One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild at the end.
Mavericks leading by 3. And Aminu kicks to Ellis. Nowitzki, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Well, guys, the Mavericks have made the most out of this run since they've had Dirk Nowitzki. A strong team for so long because they never tore it down.
And there were times they could have. I mean, you have to respect that mentality that, you know, they've maintained their unity, their continuity. And as long as you have Dirk, you know you can put pieces around him to be competitive. That's what the Mavs have always done.
Matt Bonner, he's checked in for San Antonio. Corey Joseph comes in for Manu Ginobili. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. 5 to shoot. Here's Diaw. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got 4 rebounds in this game. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
Spurs trail by 5. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Mills with it, picked up by Ellis. And Joseph kicks to Bellinelli. There's the triple. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Dallas leading by 5. Now the pass to Ellis. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, the numbers since the All-Star break, and here's how San Antonio ranks league-wide. First in lowest turnovers a game. Second in opponent points per game. And they're ranked 3rd in field goal shooting. This team has a lot of weapons, and guys are not afraid to share the ball to get good shots.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit. Because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
That free throw good from Aminu.
What is insane about the Spurs and how successful they are as a franchise is that in their entire franchise history, they've only missed the playoffs 4 times. That is absolutely remarkable.
Harris has checked in for J.J. Barea. San Antonio also making some changes. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Diaw. And it's Leonard in for Patty Mills. 2 free throws for Aminu.
And with the Spurs in the playoffs, you can't even begin to think about a postseason without the Spurs being involved. Only 4 absences since 1976. That's incredible.
Now here's Joseph. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Bellinelli dishes to Joseph. He kicks it to Bellinelli to end the drought. And that one's good. Bellinelli's got 8 points. Of course, with the Spurs, the last time they missed the playoffs, they drafted perhaps one of the best power forwards of all time in Tim Duncan.
Well, you know, he's a part of why they haven't missed the playoffs since. But the organization has run really well from top to bottom. And they deserve nothing but the success they've had since their inception because of that.
Here's Harris following the three-pointer by San Antonio. And a wide open look here for Ellis. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Spurs trail by 4. And here is Joseph. Duncan kicks to Leonard, and it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession.
He had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
Tony Parker's checked in for the Spurs. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Now just a 2-point Maverick lead. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Harris against Parker. On the wing, Ellis. Nowitzki left side. 6 to shoot. A well-timed shot fake got the defender off the ground right there.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Tony Parker, I don't think there's any question the best player ever to come out of France. In fact, back in the summer of 2013, he led France to the Euro Cup championship in Slovenia. Just a terrific performance there from Parker.
France has really produced some quality NBA players. You think about Boris Diaw, Nick Batum. Batum actually carried France in that title game against Lithuania.
And for Boris Diaw and Parker, they grew up together and they'd won a gold medal together in the U18 European Championships.
And for 13 years, they've tried to get that second gold medal. But I'll tell you, the quality of play around the world, Kevin, just continues to get tougher and tougher. And France, definitely in that upper echelon.
Well, you know, the Mavericks got back into the playoffs last season after missing the playoffs in 13. And this is a team that expects to be a playoff factor. Aside from that one season, they've not missed the playoffs since 2000. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Dishes it to Duncan. Back to Parker. Parker double teamed. Duncan goes in to the left wing. And Joseph kicks to Parker. Top of the key, Duncan. San Antonio again missing.
And you look at the legacy of success for the Mavs. You have to go back to 2000 to find the last time they had a losing season. Even in 2013, what they term a disappointing year, they went 500 in the cutthroat Western Conference. Pretty impressive.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, as you know, Kawhi Leonard is not one to boast. Coach Popovich is similar, but he doesn't mince words about Kawhi, saying he's phenomenal. He moves quicker than any player we've ever had because he wants to be great. As time goes on, he's going to take over as the star of the show. Kevin, with a Finals MVP to his credit, we're already seeing signs.
You said it, Doris. Thank you. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And you look at how much ownership can impact the team's fortunes the first 20 years for the Mavericks. They cracked 500 6 times, but they've done it in every season under current ownership.
Well, I know ownership is important, partner, but come on now. They do have Dirk Nowitzki, and he has a lot to do with that winning record
Well
as
said,
well.
well
But
said.
no question about it. The Mavericks are clearly a first-rate franchise, and everybody from ownership on down can take pride in that.
Now here is Harris, averaging 6 points per contest. Pass to Ellis. Nowitzki kicks to Harris. A three-pointer off the mark. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Joseph sets a screen for Parker. Double team on Parker. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. While we're in this quick break and onto the small forward.